Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Shade No Shade. I am your host Bridget, and today I want to talk a little about Kim Kardashian. Wow, I don't know if you guys heard, but Kim Kardashian is doing some amazing things out here in the community. She is responsible for the release of 17 inmates within the last 90 days. 17 inmates in the last 90 days. That is incredible. I know you guys may have heard of the most popular ones, Antonia Brown. She was just released earlier this year. Alice Johnson. Alice Johnson was a 63-year-old grandmother that was sentenced to 20 years, I believe. No, sentenced to a mandatory life sentence, but serving 20 years for a drug charge. And the most recent inmate that she had released was Mamula Stewart. Mamula Stewart was a 16-year-old juvenile, and he was convicted of murder. He served 23 years. However, he had a mandatory life sentence. He was recently released thanks to Kim Kardashian for writing the judge. She took advantage of this new law that was in place called the Incarceration Reduction Act. This is actually great what she's doing. She's using her time and her resources to help get the inmates released, and she also putting her money where her mouth is, because she's going to law school so she can be in a better position to help people.
I've learned so much, and I wanted to go to law school because I feel like the more that I know, the more I can really do and change, and I love having an attorney with me every step of the way.
You're going to law school?
I am.
Did you graduate college?
No, I did not.
So how do you get
Thank you. Yeah.
Good for you.
So there's 4 states that do something called reading the law, and in California, it's one of them. And basically, you need 60 credits of college, and I had 75. And so it's a 4-year program, 18 hours a week. You have to be sponsored by a firm. So Cut 50 is the law firm that sponsors me, Van Jones's firm. And every week we meet 18 hours a week in the offices, and I have to study and tests every month, and it's like there's no way around it. It's no joke. I have to take the bar. It's not the easy way out because you can do it that way. If anything, you'll save a lot on student loans, so I recommend people do it this way if they want.
I was critical of you when I first heard about it because I was like, what is that? She didn't go to, she should just go to law school. And I apologize for that because I've rethought it, I've looked into it. And with the crushing student debt, I think it opens up an avenue to so many people.
More lawyers?
More lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, we need them, Joy. My kudos to you for doing the work that it takes, because I've spoken to Van about it as well. And I'm really happy for you because you're doing the work.
Now let me rant for a minute about these laws. Let's take Alice Johnson for example. So Alice Johnson, she was sentenced to a mandatory life sentence for a drug charge. To have a mandatory life sentence for a drug charge is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous to me. So Alice Johnson, she did her time, right? She was able to get out on 20 years thanks to Kim Kardashian and the new laws that Trump put in place. But she still have another dilemma. Now she's a felon and she can't vote. These old laws will give you mandatory life sentences and make you a convicted felon as well, and take away your right to vote. I personally believe that a lot of those old laws were designed by Republicans. It was to keep the minorities from voting. It's no secret that minorities are being locked up at an alarming rate. I mean, we can all agree to that, right? Some of it is just. Some of it is the justice system being unfair to minorities. So if you're a minority and you have a felony, then what happens? What happens is you're stripped of your right to vote. And most minorities vote Democrats. So if you're locking up the minorities at an alarming rate, and most of them vote Democrat, there's less Democrats voting, and that keeps the Republicans in power. So I personally feel like those laws were stupid to begin with, but whatever. This isn't a political channel, so I'm gonna get back on topic. I don't know about you, but when I think about Kim Kardashian, I think about beautiful, I think about fashion, I think about plastic surgery, I think of keeping up with the Kardashians. Oh yeah, and I think about that sex tape that she did with Ray J. To me, it seems since she's been married to Kanye West, and I could be wrong, but this is just what I see. Seems like since she's been married to Kanye West, and we all know that he's all about social justice, I feel like maybe he's changing the way that she think, or her being with him makes her look at things differently.
Were you worried about any backlash you were going to get because you did this bill with President Trump?
Yeah, I definitely was aware. But for me, any of my issues have always been more about the people and not about the politics. And so for me to think that I couldn't go and speak to the man that has the power to change people's lives because of some opinions I may have of certain policies and issues, to me felt very self-centered, that I was more worried about my reputation than saving someone's life. And so I put that all out the door, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to choose her over my reputation.
He also only...
And the fact that she's a mom now, she's a wife now. And, at some point, I guess you just sit back and think, hey, I got everything I want. I did all the clubbing. I did all the partying. What can I do with my money and my power and my resources? So... And that's why I think that she's at that place in her life, and she's doing an amazing job. So I just want to say, it's not where you start, but it's where you finish. So kudos to you, Kim Kardashian, and keep up the good work. But hey, I'm just a girl from the South with an opinion. Leave your comments below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.